Hey, finally found some time to do a video, and I've been wanting to do this series for a while. Basically, just going to start going through some of the firearms that I own and do a tabletop review of them. So I'm going to start out with this, I guess you would say, the second gen Smith & Wesson M&P Bodyguard 380 with the Crimson Trace laser. The first gen had an Insight laser on it, and it wasn't labeled M&P. But to start off, it comes in this nice soft case. Kind of looks like a day planner, which is nice because if I just want to transport it just back and forth to my car, or even just want to carry it in the pack, no one really, it's kind of incognito. No one thinks twice about it. But it's a good little case. So you got the firearm, and then in the other side, it comes with the second magazine. Second magazine has an extended base plate, and I got this one loaded with PMC Starfires. And for the pistol, I always keep it with the flush magazine base plate, and I'm gonna clear it out real fast. I've been trying out the Ruger ARX ammo, the polymer and copper. Yeah, it's been running fine. Having no issues with it. It's actually very accurate, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, give you an idea. First off, on the magazines, with the flush base plate, I get about 1 3/4 finger on it. I mean, it fits my hand really well, and that's really all you need. It's not like a 44 Magnum you're shooting. And with the extended base plate, I get the full 2. And I mean, I carry a 27 also, so I'm used to having my pinky, kind of tucked under the gun. But the pistol's really thin. It carries really well. I don't even know it's there. So this is basically my deep concealment and my light carry. Just during really hot summer months, if I don't want to put the 27 on, or if I'm wearing a suit, I like just not. If I don't want to print it all, this is the way I'm going. But it's got a real nice finish on it. Of course, the frame is polymer, just like pretty much every other pistol these days. The stipling on it, it's good enough. It's not too extreme, but it does give you some grip on it. And let's see, the Crimson Trace laser, there is an on button on both sides, and it's actually pretty nice because if I'm holding the pistol like this, I can turn it on with my thumb on one side, and then it's basically finger length on the other side, so I can turn it on both ways, which is real nice. There are adjustments. You'll get an Allen key with it. There's an adjustment here, and then an adjustment here for windage, and this one's elevation. It also has a solid beam, and you can also pulsate with the second hit of a button, and then third is off. What led me to this is I had a friend give me a CW 380 from Carr that he was having some issues with, and I initially really wanted to carry that and have that as my little 380, but it would not run at all, basically, for him. So he gave me the gun to check out, and before I even shot it, I took the magazine springs out, and I stretched them just a little bit. He was having feeding issues, and when I took it to the range, it didn't act up once. I put, I think, 150, 200 rounds through it, and it was flawless. All sorts of different types of ammo, full metal jackets, hollow points, different grain, and I just couldn't get over it, though, from all the trouble he had. So I traded that out, actually, for a dirt bike. But this one is actually replacing my Smith & Wesson Model 30 or pre-Model 36, my Chief Special, because that thing's almost 20 ounces unloaded, and it just wasn't right. I also like to use this for throwing in my mesh shorts around the house. I don't even put a holster on it. I just safety on, and it's really positive up, but it's still nice and easy to take off. But I'm not going to bump it in my pocket and disengage it. But yeah, putting it on is tough. So I really don't like safeties on any of my pistols. But for this one, since it being so hard to put on, when I do carry it in the holster, I just flip it off. And here's the holster I have for it. It's from Ted Corey, just like all my other holsters. You've probably seen them in videos. And again, this one is just awesome. I don't know that this thing's on me, and I I gotta try and find a way to remember, because sometimes I'm walking into work and I forget to take it off. But yeah, real great holster. You should check them out. And so another thing that I like better than the Car 380, they're about the same size, but obviously this has a laser. Just it's just an extra thing. I mean, the sights on this they're black on black, and they work. I'm probably gonna try and get some excess big dots for it, but the black and black works fine. But you know, you're gonna have a light on this, even though I carry one on my person. But if you need a little extra help aiming, you know, the laser is there if you need it. I haven't tried to run the battery down yet. I probably had the laser on for a good 15-20 minutes, so I think it's probably give me an hour or two full time. But also it's double strike capable. So I've had 380s around basically that for some reason they don't like going off as much as any other round that I shoot. It's not often that it happens, but when it does, it's nice to be able to, you know, no fire, smack it again, and they usually always go. So instead of having to, you know, rack it and tap it, you could just, you know, give it a few, and if it doesn't go, you just clear it out and rack a new one. But definitely the double strike capability is nice for a pistol this small. And let's go with disassembly. Disassembling this thing was a pain in the ass initially. It's starting to break in. I've done it a few times now, but you really got to give it some. So just lock the slide back, and then here's the breakdown lever. It's like a Browning breakdown almost, and it's still just a pain. So in the beginning, I couldn't even move this at all. But with the round, if I can get it, there we go. So I like to go 180 out, and then even trying to pick this thing out is kind of tough. And you got enough room in there so you can get the lip of a case in, and it'll pop it out, hopefully, if I'm not too big of a idiot right now. Man, this thing's tight still. All right, that's going. There we go. All right, so here's a retaining pin. It's probably MIM, but I mean, such a small pistol, it doesn't matter. So out, release the slide, and it just slides forward, basically like every other pistol now. I do like that it basically has full rails on it. I mean, whatever, you just got about 2 inches that it doesn't, but it doesn't have the partial rails. You know, it's all the way back here. It doesn't have a little bit here, a little bit there, like the Glocks do. And you know, it's pretty nice. We got our hammer here, and it will fire the first time, but then it disengages because it just has to be a little bit back for it to catch on the hook. So the slide, it has a dual spring for the guide rod. You can see it's pretty small, but they're not like fully captured. And the open, on this one, the open mouth on the small spring, it goes to the back of this guide rod. And nice easy takedown. The barrel's nice. The finish on it's really well. well done. I'm not getting too much of a smile on the front of the barrel, and the feed ramp actually it came polished. I'll probably try and give it a little bit more of a shine, but I mean it's real well. I've had just one issue to feed during the break-in period. I think I had it like my 75th round. It got caught up here and stopped the gun from running, but just cleared it out and had nothing since. The case is not going to be, fully supported. It's a 380. You're not dealing with crazy pressures, but it's got you can see the belly on it, and I haven't really checked that in too many, but I'm not worried about it. It's not like my 40 where my Gen 2.5 Glock kept getting that big old Glock smile. But everything seems really well made. There's no machine marks anywhere that I can find. The extractor is real strong, and I've had no issues extracting. And it does have the drift, dovetail front and rear sights, so you can drift these out and put pretty much whatever you want in it. I haven't seen too many aftermarket sights except for the XS big dots for these. I don't know. Hopefully something else will come out, because the XSs aren't my favorite sight. But other than that, it's really well built, and I've liked it so far. Hopefully I'll get a range time video for you guys. But simple, basically. Every other pistol goes in the same way. And go back, lock it. The one thing people have had problems with is they can't seem to get the pin back in. That's because usually the hole right there is obstructed from the barrel. So if you just pull it forward and make sure that it's open, and make sure that the pin goes above that little spring, it's pretty hard not to, but I've heard of guys having some issues with this. And I like to rotate, and it'll snap back in. Drop it, give it a check, and you're good to go. So if you guys have any questions about this pistol, or you want me to address anything else, let me know in the comments. And if you're thinking about getting a Bodyguard, definitely check out the Ted Quarry holsters. I do have a video of this holster. Check it out. Thanks, guys.